If you're thinking about getting the Razer Kishi V2 Android for mobile gaming, you're in the right place because I'm about to spill everything you need to know before you spend your hard-earned money. But here's what surprised me. This controller isn't quite the game changer everyone's hyping it to be. While it promises console-quality mobile gaming with zero compromises, there are some unexpected flaws and limitations that might make you hesitate. So if you want an honest, no BS review of the Razer Kishi V2 for Android, stick around. You might just want to think twice before buying. Let's dive in. First, who is this controller for? If you're a serious mobile gamer craving arcade-style accuracy, or you want to stream your PC, Xbox, or PlayStation games onto your phone seamlessly, the Kishi V2 was designed with you in mind. It boasts micro-switch buttons, analog triggers, and programmable macros to mimic that console feel, plus a USB-C connection that eliminates input lag. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the catch. Universal fit might not be as universal as you think, and that's just the beginning. At $76.50, the Kishi V2 is a premium gadget, so your expectations should be sky high. Upon unboxing, the controller feels solid and well-built. The ergonomic design even surprised me with its slim profile that fits in a pocket. But hold your horses before you start counting your chicken dinners, because the extendable bridge that's supposed to hold most popular Android smartphones securely has some serious quirks. If your phone has a slightly bulky case or a unique camera bump, good luck getting it to fit perfectly. In fact, the connection can loosen mid-game, which is the absolute nightmare scenario for any competitive player. Imagine clutching a tense final round, and suddenly your controller wobbles. Not cool, Razer. Now, let's talk performance. The Kishi V2 uses your phone's USB-C port, which cuts down input latency compared to Bluetooth controllers. That translates to responsive, seamless control, exactly what you want for fast-paced games. Additionally, pass-through charging ensures you won't run out of juice mid-session. Pretty slick, right? But here's the kicker. Despite all this, some users report slight lag spikes and connection drops, especially with larger phones or after extended gameplay. The Razer Nexus app, which integrates with the Kishi V2 to customize buttons and access over 1,000 compatible games, also needs frequent updates. And those updates sometimes introduce bugs of their own, requiring firmware patches that can be a hassle to install. Speaking of the Razer Nexus app, its claim to help you discover the best free games in one place is a nice touch, especially if you're new to mobile gaming. But if you're a hardcore gamer expecting console-grade exclusives or heavy-hitter AAA titles optimized for this controller, prepare for some disappointment. Many popular Android games require touching the screen for certain controls, so the Kishi V2 offers virtual controller mode, mapping buttons to touch commands with a software update. Sounds like a neat workaround, except it's still a clunky solution for games not inherently designed for physical controllers. So if your heart was set on playing PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty Mobile with snappy, tactile control, you might feel like you're holding a skateboard when you wanted rollerblades. Here's a quick joke to lighten the mood. Why did the gamer cross the road? To update the Razer Nexus app because it kept crashing mid-battle. Anyway, moving on. Now one of the coolest marketed features of the Kishi V2 is streaming your PC or console games to your phone through apps like Xbox Cloud Gaming, Steam Link, or PS Remote Play. On paper, this should turn your mobile device into a portable gaming beast. But the reality is that streaming games still heavily depends on your network stability. And with the Kishi V2 plugged into your phone's USB-C port, you won't be able to easily plug in a wired Ethernet dongle without additional accessories. Plus, the device's pass-through charging port is handy but feels a little cramped, making cable management a tiny nightmare. Ergonomics and comfort were promoted as key selling points of the Kishi V2, designed for long gaming sessions without hand cramps or fatigue. I have to give credit here because it feels snappy and natural in hand, definitely better than many bulky Bluetooth controllers. And here's the big but, the button feedback takes some getting used to. The micro-switch buttons give a clickier feel, which is great for some but too loud and stiff for others, leaving you wishing the controller could tone down the rattle when you smash those triggers during a heated match. Plus those analog sticks, precise but slick, a bit too slick. If you have sweaty hands, they can get slippery fast, forcing you to grip harder and lose precious milliseconds. Gaming gloves, anyone. Another joke before we get serious. How many gamers does it take to screw in a light bulb? None, they just wait for the controller's LEDs to light up. Fortunately, the Kishi V2 doesn't have fancy RGB lighting, so you're spared that distraction. So if you're still with me, you might be wondering, does the Razer Kishi V2 Android solve mobile gaming problems or create new ones? The truth is, it's a mixed bag. The controller delivers on some key promises. Low latency input thanks to USB-C, solid ergonomic design for long sessions, and a framework to customize your gaming experience via the Razer Nexus app. But it falls short when it comes to universal phone compatibility, app stability, and the promise of true console quality gaming on mobile. It's definitely a step up from basic Bluetooth controllers, but not the holy grail. What about alternatives? If your budget is tight and you want something more reliable, you might want to check out the Backbone one, which has a similar clip design, but better app support and fewer reported connection issues. Or if you primarily play games with native controller support, just a standard Bluetooth controller like the Xbox or PlayStation ones might serve you better, especially since they're compatible across more devices without the fiddly phone clamps. Before you jump to conclusions, here's a final twist. Razer really is listening. Firmware updates have addressed major bugs from the first release, and the Kishi V2 now supports virtual controller mode, increasing the number of games you can play. So if you like tinkering and don't mind occasional software updates, you can squeeze quite a bit of value out of this controller. One last joke for the road. Why did the controller go to therapy? Because it felt disconnected. Get it? Because sometimes the Kishi V2 does disconnect unexpectedly. Anyways, to wrap this up, if you're looking for a sleek, portable controller with true USB-C low-latency input and are ready to navigate a few quirks around fit and software, the Razer Kishi V2 Android is worth considering. It isn't perfect, but it's definitely one of the better options out there for mobile-first gamers wanting that console feel in their pocket, especially if you stream games from your PC or console and need that wired connection without the lag. On the other hand, if phone compatibility frustration or app hiccups sound like deal breakers, you might want to explore other controllers or wait for Razer to iron out the remaining kinks. Remember, gaming accessories are as personal as your favorite game genre. What works for one player may not suit another. But one thing's for sure, the Razer Kishi V2 Android gives you powerful features and a solid foundation at $76.50, making it a contender worth your attention. Ready to grab yours? Check out the best price on Amazon, links in the description below. Don't wait too long. Your phone's next-level gaming experience might just be a controller away. Until next time, happy gaming.